well. That was sort of build up for this. I also actually kind of funny.
Dire's turn to ban.
I mean, he just said like he's been wanting to play this Bloodseeker for so long, you know. Like now you finally you get to.
I don't know about you personally. Whenever I want to experiment with something, boss free and boss full usually feels like the positions you have more flexibility in to do so, right? Because like
Definitely.
yeah, like the requirements, the other roles are more specified. Like 5 doesn't get enough money. 1's like, well, I need items that like allow me to farm and BKBs on them.
I mean, 5. I feel like depending on your team, kind of experiment a little bit with the 5. Like, you know, you can get kind of greedy player 5s. So who I get is maybe mainly so like position. Or you can arch hero.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds remain.
Yeah, it's also the thing that you bring up with Secret. Like, what makes them so different, what makes Puppy's role so different is something I was talking with Dan yesterday about is this whole idea of role fluidity. More teams are trying to adjust to it, but none of them seem to have mastered it on the same level that Secret has, right? This ability to kind of say, okay, what if we gave Puppy 5 minutes of farm right now on a Chen or a Nature's Prophet? Is that worth more than what Zai will have for that 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Secret just has like kind of has the best well, I think out there right now. Puppy and Yapster both Yapster is, and you know, like he's tends to take a little bit less farm to farm. Also, Matoma Man, that they're not super. How's Puppy? Their support to comparison to many.
And it's interesting when you compare to these two teams, right? Because like when I look on the bait side, especially, it's the Dendy show, right? The drafts they done yesterday, it was always Dendy's pick was the final pick, and usually they kind of open with either Chrysalis hero or last hero, which is why already I think this DK should be an offlane DK. Yesterday they were really fixated on Ember Spirit. They picked it twice in the first phase, of course it's banned this time, and they seemed a bit reluctant to adjust their draft, I want to say, as it went on.
Like a lot of teams have revolved kind of
Radiant's turn to pick.
things. They have a purpose. Hit your draft. Arrow of
10
these
seconds remain.
dominate early. Like this is
5 seconds remain.
there anymore. Scary, you know, like 1 or 2 deaths on one of the.
Yeah, it's also a case of what Dendy is doing is putting a lot more pressure on themselves, right? It's whether you think that he can be the best mid in the world right now or whatever, he's not going to be able to easily attain that, if attain it at all, when he's also being the captain, right? He's got all these extra kind of roles he's filling while also trying to be this kind of flashy mid player that we've always known him to be.
I mean, like playing mid lane and drafting captain, like
10 seconds.
definitely not.
5
Dendy, you know,
5 seconds remain.
the door offers.
It is Dire's ban.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's why we see a lot of these more experienced players start to shift to the 5 role. Like Far is a prime example of that, right? Like he went from the 2 into the 5, adjusted really well. I think he's like one of the best examples of a shift so drastic in recent times as well.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of also like sense that realized this also playing mid.
Turn to ban.
Motivation is there anymore. Don't have that exact same. Like that's a good start thinking.
Dire's turn to ban.
Rely on experience. I think
10 seconds remain.
Yeah, it depends where you think your strengths lie, right? Like if you think you will be better suited. For example, Fada, a lot of people thought it made sense because of his game sense more than anything else, right? Like this was the guy who's always calling things minutes ahead of time. He knows, he's just kind of got this ingrained idea of how Dota is going to be played, and he can anticipate, which is a great skill in a captain. Whereas, for example, if Dendy's argument is, I really want to be that flashy kind of star player, I still feel I can do that, then maybe like the crux is, how do I find a captain in a boss 5 that I can trust and follow?
Yeah, I mean also that, but you also like
It is Radiant's ban.
you also need to guys are they maybe you're grinding, but they have something, there's something fresh, right?
10
Have this.
seconds.
I mean, you can say that you're gonna keep your
5 seconds.
maybe something.
To pick.
It's hard to keep the patient to grind these pop, get something up.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Invoker.
Yeah.
Taking a step back in your whatever, right? Let the youngins dirty work.
You
Sit
can just
there and
milk
kind of tell
the
them what to do.
rewards.
Seconds remain.
5, yeah.
Yeah, you just become the commander in chief, right? It's like, you know, in the
Hey,
army.
look at Lanham.
5 seconds
Look at Lanham, right?
remain.
Transition and he's just slapping some kid.
Yeah, and you take all the credit because you're like, well, I'm the captain, guys. My leadership was crucial to our victory here. But we should probably focus a little bit on the draft as it has just completed. We can see this kind of round out. It looks like it is gonna be once more a case of Bendy's hero till last.
No, I bench mid invoker for Bane. Entirely sure how what to build. I like this slap. It's kind of a nice voice. No reveal.
Yeah, and on the flip side, when I look at Vikings draft, I like the way they've kind of given themselves these combos with Bloodseeker that don't feel necessarily forced, right? Like Tiny's always a good hero. I don't feel like there's really any game where we feel Tiny is a force bad. And then also you have the swaps with the Ruptures as well. So there's a lot of ways to dish out damage with Kobe's ultimate. Which
Tell your nightmare.
That said, they're kind of lacking a little fight department. They up for it a bit. Like their lineup is, it's kind of, they have this doozy, but this is kind of for protect what for Bloodseeker can. And
he ain't gonna do that.
you're playing kind of around your doozer.
Prepare for battle.
Invest quite a lot into.
Exactly. Like, we're probably going to see Toby just go for the typical utility type build, right? You go for your Veil, your Yules, your Force Staff, and then you just kind of try and control the fight, which is really crucial whenever you have a Medusa lineup, right? The issue with this hero is always, how do I reach targets? Even with the changes to Stone Gaze, it can still be a problem. But when I look around this Medusa, there is a lot of CC, there is a lot of control, as well as those buffs that you talked about in terms of damage up.
30 seconds to battle.
Survive this, like.
What drum sounds this beat of war?
Have a pretty. Die this game. Able to just.
They've trained hard to get here. It's time now for the final fight.
Because there's maybe a little bit more kill potential than it used to be. Well, it will be if they get him like this. They actually turn on the Fishman instead. He's the easier target to bring down. I mean, you don't feel bad about having to level brain stuff, though. I don't know why he's holding the point. He's just gonna die. They'll die for it and get the kill.
First blood. Fire.
First blood.
Maybe Bane. The only thing I can think of there is like Bane's turn rate's really bad, right? So like he feels if he turns around, he's gonna definitely die. But yeah, it definitely felt like he should have just brain sapped straight away.
I mean, he gets it now. I think it's not gonna be them getting bullied back.
And it should get easy for them to kind of win this lane. Like you already mentioned, the complexities around trying to be a double melee against someone like a Bane plus Morphling. But also, Tiny's not really known for a hero that wants to stay on the lane, right? He wants to be able to be free to move around the map, and that might present opportunities for them to kill Toby. Which they're casually.
Yeah, the Tiny's gonna be quite a while. Then. Yeah, once you get some first, they're gonna start.
Or chat's about to accuse me of that. There's something wrong with my auto profile for like camera set. So every once in a while, I just look like a hacker opening up the. I mean, yeah, I did. I'm a hacker on that. I seem like the man who's capable of having the definite brain count to do something complicated. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay. We focused on mid because they were getting Dendi extremely low, but in the end, it's actually going to be Morphling dying in the bot lane. That's a little less expected here.
Guessing he can't not right at the.
I guess this is one of the deceptive things with the new Tiny as well, right? The Avalanche makes it very complicated to try and actually move away at all with the changes to stunning you more.
The thing is,
This courier has been killed. Each brave courier knows.
don't get off to beat. Balance with.
Yeah. Especially as a Morphling, right? Because usually you can already see Crystal has been forced into that early waveform point. Usually you don't want to level that until like at least level 4. Usually you go for the points and adapt.
There, and he just.
And like you mentioned already, it's the part about it being pure as well that's so painful. There's a reason there's not many things in Dota that still remain pure now. It's just because it's so goddamn potent, as they're finding out on Fishman. On the mid lane, there's a little bit of bout back and forth. Celery is slowly being walled down by 5 up, who has 1 fire spirit left, so he should be able to actually hit them off. The magic missile's being held onto, so Celery says, get Jubated. The fairy fire war does begin. However, in the end, it looks like Celery fates himself.
Nothing to your pile.
Holy moly! He doesn't get to keep playing the game while being dead. A little though, outside of that trade, if we're focused on this mid lane, things are looking pretty good for Boom. He's constantly keeping pressure on Dendy. You can already see Dendy's picked up his ball now, but it's always going to be empty type of lane. And interestingly, well, I was just going to say, it's interesting to see Boom is actually going to toss Sweat. I kind of expected this because Exalt feels kind of too greedy with Medusa, right? But we have seen a shift away from this build because Spirit Vessel, you know, compared to its previous iterations, does feel quite numb.
Yeah, the one thing though.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
I don't want to say this lane is done, but it's very hard to see without a solid rotation from Dendy how you reset this lane now.
They're gonna have.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
Oh yeah,
You can kind of get it, like the fire actually loses there in last tip.
I lock away for a moment. I thought maybe Toby would back up or had some regen coming out, but I don't think he actually. Yeah, he had a salve. It was actually only them flying out as the problem though. And while that's happening, Fishman is brought down by Aramis, so blood for blood seems appropriate in a Seeker lane. This is
5 here.
I mean, this is the pop-up type performance we see kind of dictate the pace of the game.
I
right?
see another.
When the tiny gets a quick win. There you go. Toss up, down you come, and he's able to morph enough now that he has 3 points in the attribute shift.
It's gonna get pretty off.
He's not coming. Fisherman's off top. Yeah. Well, they do get the kill on Celery, so last hero was able to actually bring him down. He attempted a TP out, so that's going to be a lot more good game for the plus 5 if I
Plus those without the Bane. I'm just selling it.
Radiant's bottom tower is in
Get to
danger.
his.
The Dire scan on the hunt for Radiant
Do
forces.
you think it's that kind of like a shame feeling where it's like, all I'm doing is dying here?
Dire should look to their top tower. Wash. Dire's top tower is under attack.
New treasures.
The Radiant glyph is now active.
Still not as swift as the speed of my thoughts.
Dire should look to their top tower. Dire should look to their middle tower. There is
Was it not vengeance you desired? You chose the wrong path.
Mega kill!
Attracts its own kind.
Look out the fallen rocks! What have we here? Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. They've fortified their structures against attack.
My waters rise.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
Gift from the goddess.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Your life is a flash.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
To restore the void within.
For enemy. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Dire's middle tower is no more.
Hear my gaze.
Blood on your hands. Dissolve you.
Double kill!
I would have called you an ally, Tiny.
Structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is in danger.
treasures.
Dire's top tower is under double kill. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. The Radiant scan, eager to know Dire's whereabouts. Killing spree! Double kill!
See you later, nerd.
Spree!
To happen in the void.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant have fortified their structures against attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning for enemies. Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Mega kill! Tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is no more.
1500 gold. He actually is going to go straight 1500 gold. He actually is going to go straight into the pipe here, opting to tank up even more.
Rolling boulder from Zep misses again, but there's the invest bomb, and this time Ohio's in trouble. Roar will come out, they have the magnetize, they get off the silence as well, and Ohio will get right click down. The exorcism will go from Mushi, doing a decent amount of damage to that aggressive. The Borslow comes through, he has no infest, he has the armlet toggle, needs to be careful, the Spirit Cypher coming out, the glimpse back onto aggressive, gets him back in there. They get the Grave off in time though, the open wounds will come through, they have the kinetic shield. There's the black hole from the low ground, on to 3, Step as well as number 1 are gonna get chewed down. 3 dead. Mushi gets a double kill. DJ, are you kidding me, from the low ground?
DJ, God, the crowd here just goes insane as he hits the black hole of his life. And likely could just give this one up. The vision advantage with the Hawk does help. But nope, they're ready. They've actually got a smoke. They can bypass the Hawk with this, but
there's no way they take this in time. Fnatic need to get out. Mushi is going to be stunned up by the boulder smash. They're going to come through. Showit looking for a Ravage. Can't find it. Mushi pops the BKB early. Aggressive blinks in. Pops the Rage as well. Still has his BKB ready to go. They really want to contest this and take it down as quickly as possible. They get the refresher for Ohio. It's coming out. Double Roar is ready. Can they find a kill off of this? Maybe he's walking up with the Silver Edge. Ohio's going to get caught first. Ravage catches onto 2. Black Hole counter initiation. Static Storm on top. Aggressive is low. They get up to Static Storm. Showit pops the refresher. It's not enough. Maybe he's getting chewed through by mid 1. They get up the Roar. They'll lose 2. They'll lose 3. They buy back on the Tide. He's got another Ravage. They have no buyback on Maybe. What an initiation from DJ.
Secures another kill, and Tongfu is going to continue to push. They're not done. Mech still hasn't even been used. There's a hook. How? Brought all the way back to the base. Cleaned up by the fountain. And waddles his way back to the front lines.
Well, like I said, it does waste time, but they kind of need it. I mean, they need to be able to just eliminate somebody from the fight, very similar to what Mu can do for Tongfu. So if he had been a little bit farther up, he would have been able to throw the hook, but the thing is there was a range creep in the way. There it is, yep.
Banana going for a ride on the Dindy Express. Welcome to the well. He just goes to Tongfu. And now charging back out. Dindy going to be spotted, and he gets, no, he doomed the Chen. That's a much better choice. Oh, he got him. He got him. Not going to follow it all the way because we got a battle to watch with Puppy. Trying to get away from it, going to be telekinesed back. And they will be able to get him as well. There you so a 1-for-1 trade. And wow, Hal still alive down there. Engagement breakout as Kuro. Oh, there we go. The hook, got him. Zhan Xing taking the long ride to Shanghai. Welcome home. Navi is down. Can you say mega creeps? Navi, he got him. One more. This is what you call one for the road.
Man, I can't.
The game for IG. Who leads the way? I believe it should be Zoe. They're gonna cut for the shorter path. They storm up the river. Patience from Zoe. Waiting in the wing. Navi's about to be caught. Oh, there's the sleep. The surge. He catches everyone. Oh, this could be a total disaster. Vacuum in. Ravage on everyone. The black hole as well. Light of heaven turns it around. Ravage as well. Stolen by Dendy. Are you kidding me? They turn it around. 4 heroes dead.
5 heroes dead. Chuan trying to survive. Chuan's gonna go down. Puppy talked about the Naga counter. It's Light of Heaven with his BKB. They turn it around. I don't even know how they're gonna do it. Standing ovation from the crowd. The last tower will be going down.
Start the fight with that global and just try to blow up and get on top of that Zeus right away. Get into that backline. I mean, the Rubik and the Zeus are really starting to be quite an issue for them.
Chalice is in with the opener, straight in with the lasso. The tower will fall, but they'll drag back the Ember Spirit into the torrent, cut him down with the Tidebringer. He's dead, but on the side, they find Arme. Arme's dead for 60, still alive at the moment. And all the use, the dodge, Anna up into the end, dodging the Echo Slam. Somnus, he's trapped here in the Sprout. OG, they'll slowly punch down the Kuka. The stolen Vision Jerax sets up onto FY. OG.
So this PL will continue just to BT split push this game out, get more and more money, and that for me is still the biggest problem for Evil Geniuses. Where do you go with this? Fear needs to have that damage dealing item. But in order to do so, he's got to drop either his TP scroll or sell the Ring of Aquila. And Sumail, blink, Dragon Tail stun. Gala's going to be here with the hook shot as well. They're going to bite Sumail. The Cogs Burn bought them a little bit of extra time. And with Sumail down and no buyback, Roshan is a very, very juicy target here for CDEC.
Yeah, EG are going to know they're going for it, though. First of all, it would be pretty obvious from the lane situation, but they also have a good ward around the river area to see that CDEC are moving in there now. I don't think EG are interested in contesting this 4-on-5, but maybe they can delay it long enough for it to be a 5-on-5 if they Ice Blast and Fissure properly. There is no hook shot.
They're all together. PPD, here comes the Ice Blast, ready for the dodge! In from Universe! It's a disaster! CDEC! They're going to get wiped from the face of the earth, apart from aggressive. He'll jump out, but the wombo combo perfectly hits from Evil Geniuses, and now they will take Roshan. Sumail is back, they'll get the egg into the Immortal.
OG right behind Ame, gets the jump, finds the Pugner. Vision will not find the stun. Pugner with no buyback. OG, they were really playing with fire. The Hex down the Terrorblade. Spectral Haunt looking for the front line attack, but that's why Somnus goes into the back line. The BKB, they're into the back line. Shaker, he's bouncing around. Hawk shot, she stuns on the way through. ES is gone. No buybacks available. Have LGD done it? They're holding Anna. Hold him in place. Chalice will find the damage. F5 will die for it. No, really? Anna is actually running away, but it won't stop Arme from blinking up, looking for the tier 3 tower. 2 players left alive for OG. They're the big ones, however. Thompson and Anna on the defense duty. Fortification. It's delayed as much as they possibly can. And now the jump out. Hex, the boy in the bubble. Thompson able to be protected once again. Chalice very, very low on mana. They have a love, but Arme, he'll change the life with Anna. Thompson needs to be pushed away. Able to do so. FY jumps onto the illusion only, so the hookshot won't be able to connect. But Anna, he needs to retreat. There's so much damage. Anna down. Buyback is available. They still have not taken the mid racks. OG are just trying to delay LGD for the moment. 5 heroes around. The bubble is there protecting the melee racks. Anna, Sunder by once again. The Sunder switches to life. Arme's back up to full health, but the damage from Thompson, it's good enough to kill off the bait. Buyback is there. Somnus leads forward. They just keep bunching them around, but they're still battling from inside the bubble. Pugner will come to the world living LGD. They're going for the GG push. They're going up the tier 4 towers. OG, they have to hold the line. They have the numbers. 7 from the side with a take on Arme, but no! Sunder is back up. It is there. Chalice will fall. They lose the Enchantress. FY pushing around Anna. He's so low. Can they get the dieback on him? You bet your Nelly they can. Arme still very, very low. The blast will kill him off. But buyback. LGD want this now. LGD, or can they? Backing up? No, they're not. Terrorblade. BT's forward. The ball is up. Thompson needs to defend. X-Nova very visible. You've got a very, very low life Marana. But OG, they can't find the target. X-Nova, he's got the grip. He's got the control. He's got the kill. Thompson is down, but ES is up. Where the Echo slam. Oh, there it is. Forward. There's your slam. There's the dunk. There's the play. Jirax, the savior of OG.
1500 gold. He actually is going to go straight into the pipe here, opting to tank up even more.
Rolling boulder from Zep misses again, but there's the invest bomb, and this time Ohio's in trouble. Roar will come out, they have the magnetize, they get off the silence as well, and Ohio will get right click down. The exorcism will go from Mushi, doing a decent amount of damage to that aggressive. The Borslow comes through, he has no infest, he has the armlet toggle, needs to be careful, the Spirit Cypher coming out, the glimpse back onto aggressive, gets him back in there. They get the Grave off in time though, the open wounds will come through, they have the kinetic shield. There's the black hole, from the low ground, on to 3! Zep as well as M1 are gonna get chewed down. 3 dead. Mushi gets a double kill. DJ, are you kidding me? From the low ground.
DJ, God, the crowd, he just goes insane as he hits the black hole of his life. And likely could just give this one up. The vision advantage with the Hawk does help. But nope, they're ready. They've actually got a smoke. They can bypass the Hawk with this, but
there's no way they take this in time. Fnatic need to get out. Mushi is going to be stunned by the boulder smash. They're going to come through. Showit looking for a Ravage. Can't find it. Mushi pops the BKB early. Aggressive blinks in. Pops the Rage as well. Still has his BKB ready to go. They really want to contest this and take it down as quickly as possible. They get the refresher for Ohio. It's coming out. Double Roar is ready. Can they find a kill off of this? Maybe he's walking up with the Silver Edge. Ohio's going to get caught first. Ravage catches onto 2. Black Hole counter initiation. Static Storm on top. Aggressive is low. They get up to Static Storm. Showit pops the refresher. It's not enough.
Maybe he's getting chewed through by mid-1. They get up the roar. They'll lose 2. They'll lose 3. They buy back on the Tide. He's got another Ravage. They have no buyback on Maybe. What an initiation from DJ.
Secures another kill. And Tongfu is going to continue to push. They're not done. Mech still hasn't even been used. There's a hook. Hal brought all the way back to the base. Cleaned up by the fountain. And waddles his way back to the front lines.
Well, like I said, it does waste time, but they kind of need it. I mean, they need to be able to just eliminate somebody from the fight, very similar to what Moo can do for Tongfu. So if he had been a little bit farther up, he would have been able to throw the hook, but the thing is there was a range creep in the way. There it is, yep.
Banana going for a ride on the Dindy Express. Welcome to the well. Aegis goes to Tongfu. And now charging back out. Dindy going to be spotted, and he doomed to Chen. That's a much better choice. Oh, he got him. He got him. Not going to follow it all the way because we got a battle to watch with Puppy. Trying to get away from it. Going to be telekinesed back. And they will be able to get him as well. There you so a 1-for-1 trade. And wow, Hal is still alive down there. Engagement breakout as Kuro. Oh, there we go. The hook. Got him. Zhan Xing taking the long ride to Shanghai. Welcome home. Na'Vi is down. Can you say mega creeps? Na'Vi, he got him. One more. This is what you call one for the road.
Man, I can't.
The game for IG. Who leads the way? I believe it should be Zoe. They're gonna cut for the shorter path. They storm up the river. Patience from Zoe. Waiting in the wings. Na'Vi's about to be caught. Oh, there's the sleep. The surge. He catches everyone. Oh, this could be a total disaster. Vacuum in. Ravage on everyone. The black hole as well. Light of heaven turns it around. Ravage as well. Stolen by Dandy. Are you kidding me? They turn it around. 4 heroes dead.
5 heroes dead. Chuan.
GG. And also, I mean, you kind of have to, because, like, but they're not Vikings, right? So, like, you could go Viking. But
can't they just
drop
be Viking? Yeah, Viking. Viking is a fine name. There's nothing wrong with that. Team Viking.
It makes you look like you can't spell a basic, like, word that most people know how to spell. But other than that, that's, like, then again, look at their opponents. Their opponents can't even spell the word bait correctly.
Esport lingo, right? You gotta be cool. It's the big K in the Viking, and then there's like the dot, and then GG, good game, because we're all gamers, sitting in our basement, drinking Monster, just doing gamer stuff,
I do speak quite a lot of that, but
damn, it feels good to be a gamer.
I mean, it's the best, dude. Like, look at what we're doing right here. All right, PyCat. Wait, when you were growing up, your parents are like, "Oh, you're gonna grow up. You're gonna go to uni. You're gonna become so successful, and we don't know why we don't have Swedish accents as your parent."
And I was like, no, that's not happening. I'm gonna play computer games. I'm a game.
And then they're like, "Oh, God's sake, why can't you just grow up and wait? What's that paycheck? Why have you got your own house? How are you doing this?"
They were like, why didn't we just stop at the one kid,
Jesus, I mean, my mom has some pride. She was like, we're happy that you're happy. We know how much you hated your previous life. It even means the world to you. Yeah, they're very supportive. All right, let's whip into the... Oh, okay. Was it like the classic, oh, you're not getting any fresh air. You're so antisocial. It's like, oh, he's flying. Okay. This must be...
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this. I mean, I was in school 14, 15. I remember me and my brother, we used to play all night. My mom, she would hide the router. Hide the internet connection. And then, like, you spend the entire day just hunting the house for the connections you'd be able to play.
Scavenger hunt in the PyCat house every week. Nice.
It wasn't easy back then.
Oh man.
Then traveling to tournaments, you know, first place on a tournament is a headset, a big whoop.
How much is this worth on eBay right now? Cover any of my expenses. Man, it was crazy for casters as well. Like I've heard stories from some of the veterans, right? They'd be paying for their own flights out and everything. They weren't getting paid anything at all. You're like, wow. Makes me feel.
I mean, we went from. I remember the DreamHack days, like when we were going to DreamHack. I went to one of these the Formula One hotels.
Oh yeah.
It's like a motel basically. Then now there's this tournaments with also these other major tournaments, like the Vanilla Major. I remember was at some resort.
Oh yeah.
I'm so truly.
They are. I'm gonna change the scene of the draft so people can stare at that while we reminisce about public bids. I mean, it's kind of a weird one as well. Like you had that whole example you gave of like searching for the router. I wasn't used to that. I remember I went around, like one of my friends was a little kid, and they told me about how they had to take it in turns to be on the PC.
Oh yeah, me and my brother too. I mean, like pretty much all of our arguments and fights started with a person saying, "You've been at the computer for too long." You know, we had the one computer, and it's like, no, it's my turn up. Then yeah.
And you just like tapping the watch, but you don't have a watch you're wearing right now, so you're just tapping your wrist like, right now. I didn't have that. I had two siblings, but I was the gaming like fanatic, right? So I was like, I can't imagine being away from my PC.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to take turns, but
I was spoiled.
At some point, though, you know, like it became my turn a bit more frequent.
Oh, okay. Was it like he just didn't want to play, or did you play the I'm better and I'm doing something here? God.
Pretty sure. I guess I would just stay indoors and just play. If he go outside and do stuff, I just play, and then, you know, I think at some point he also thought it was just interesting to watch when I played, because maybe I was maybe getting a little bit towards something, you know. He thought it was more interesting. I remember those days, man, fighting for the computer.
5 seconds.
My mum was just happy that I was inside. Like I grew up in like a rough neighborhood. She was like, "Oh yeah, he's not getting involved with that crowd. They're really antisocial kids. So work out fine as he grows up." And somehow it did, because Dota exists. We have an esport.
So it wasn't like, God, my son's a loser. Why can't he just be like the normal kids and fight?
I mean, that's like the weird part. Like I had anger issues when I was a little kid, right? And they were kind of probably happy that I was past that. It was like,
okay.
I treat primary school like it was almost like a rite of passage. Let's get into a fight, right?
It's like you get the BBC interviews, like, computer games were the salvation for.
They saved me from a dark world. Pretty much that. Also, I kind of just like justified it because I'd be playing like all these RTSs that had history in them as well. So like every once in a while, they'd be like, how do you know those facts about ancient Rome?
Oh yeah, right.
Education.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely get a lot of, like, playing computer games. You definitely get a lot of knowledge about like Norse mythology and, you know, all of these sorts of gods and everything. I feel like you pick up a lot of these things.
You know, we robbed ourselves of that in the Dota world, right? Because you remember that patch where they started doing things like, Cinderbrew can only be triggered by like fire-based spells, right?
Oh yeah.
Little kid would have learned that oil is flammable, right? Now little Timmy is set himself on fire because he doesn't know the oil is flammable.
Poor little Timmy. It could have been averted so easily, right?
Exactly, because he's gonna like watch one of those movies where, you know, they kind of like pour oil over themselves for whatever reason. I can't remember what movie it was. It was like the argument was that it was non-detectable by an alien or some crap, right? He's gonna do that, and then a phoenix is gonna fly past his face, which is totally gonna happen in real life, and he's just gonna set on fire. And then there's gonna be a lawsuit against Valve. Valve's gonna have to shut down.
That happens
because they haven't got millions and millions and millions of dollars just sitting in their bank account that they could fight these. Like, no, they ain't got loads of money. They might have loads and loads of money, but they haven't got loads of money. They couldn't.
And they also don't have loads of money. Maybe some of loads money they have. He probably spent a lot on penniums and stuff, but
he did seem like the type of person that goes a little high level, at least in there.
Yeah, they had to give some back during TA, right?
You know what it is? That's the cocky thought. It's like, I'm a win TI this year anyway, so I'm gonna just spend, like, I haven't used my money anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a cocky. That's definitely a cocky. It doesn't matter. I'll get it back.
We'll work down the line. We should probably transition off because we got some.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where's going?
We kind of instinct. We're like, it's time. We almost got every pick on the board.
And again, they give Aramis the tiny. Thinking. No? How's this gonna pan out? This might not necessarily though. This could be also a mid tiny. I'm not entirely sure on these heroes. I feel like Viking are lacking a carry. That's what I'm thinking. Could be a Windrunner mid, could be a Windrunner 4, could be a Windrunner 5. I don't know. Things could go many different ways. I gotta say though, I kind of like base lineup here. It's not. It's decent. They have some tools for fighting. Like they have the team fight of the feet.
10 seconds. It is Zion's.
They have some spells to throw into the chrono. I think once again though, they are lacking some of these lower cooldown, continuously fighting spells that were missing in the last game. And so I'm a little bit concerned that if they don't get off to a really start in the lane phase, I think we might see a similar scenario from like the last game. Like you have Inch, Windrunner, Eat Tiny, all with relatively low cooldown spells. They eat both. But they're pretty ready to just keep playing this game. Just get the ball rolling, get that blink on Tiny, and then kind of just roll once again. Kind of hoping they pull out something here in the last pick. It lets them, continue to play the game. Like, don't let Viking just run you over in a 20-minute game. I want to see some fight back.
I mean, it's not like Bay are kind of like just rolling over right now, right? Like, yeah, you got the Spaceless Void, and you can talk about like whether he'll feel underwhelming early on, but like Mirana Axe, very strong. Phoenix can offset a lot of aggression, but I think you're right. When I look at Viking's draft, it's outright aggression from lane and on, right? And she's one of those ridiculous bullies right now. ET is another bully type hero. Tiny is an early rotator out of that mid, which I'm expecting that to be where they slot him. Because I'm thinking this is going to be Celery Ench. And then the 4 is the one I'm question marking between ET and Wind Ranger right now.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Like, I don't know, I'm just trying to find this one hero for bait here. I think the one thing is like Viking, they have their heroes. It's pretty easy to play these heroes, right? Like you have some easy tiny combo, and you have this shackle shot. Like there are easy ways to set up kill. For bait, they're kind of relying on either hitting an arrow right now, or getting a chrono off, or just waiting for the axe blink. Feel like this is the Viking right now in the minute 5 or 4 to the whatever it is 12-15 minute mark. I think they're gonna be kind of reigning supreme unless we see a lot of this left pick.
Yeah, it definitely feels
time
like
here. Only 5 seconds left now.
I mean, they must have had it down. I was gonna say they must have had it down to like 1 or 2 really good picks. This wasn't.
Is this where you just bust out the Brood? I mean, I know it's Dendy, but do they have a player? Just go Brood and force the Tiny. Yeah.
I don't think they have a Brood player. Chrysalis does not Brood. I don't remember the last time I've seen.
Dendy does not play Brood. That's for sure.
5 seconds.
All right, so they're gonna have to find some kind of mid hero. Sniper. I'm hoping it's not like a Queen of Pain or something. Technically, if you really steamroll that matchup with Elbow.
I speak for the trees.
Profit here. I don't know. Can't say that I'm a huge fan of that pick. I think Dendy has to do really well here in this lane, and it's gonna be against Shrapnel Sniper, so it's kind of die and set people to rotations.
Is it going to be Sniper mid though? Because obviously chat plays the 1. I mean, you could run your 1 in the mid, but I'd imagine it's
they might actually just run the Tiny. Yeah, no, you might be right actually. It might just be
that does sound actually disgusting. I don't like slows plus.
I feel like the one thing is though, like the Sniper very susceptible to taking arrows. I think that the cool thing is though, having this Tiny up against Prophet mid. I think that's going to be kind of a nice matchup. Care that much against Prophet. I think you got trees, kind of farm, and we're gonna get to a very fast blink here in this game. And I think both like Phoenix, Mirana, and Nature's Prophet are all very susceptible to dying in this time void. I worry a little bit though for the sniper.
That's the thing. Like
It's some dainty ass sniper. Like he does not have a save. He's against the chrono. Like if this game goes later than 30 minutes and Beta are not, you know, like 10, 50,000 behind, I think they should get on top of this game, but
Has no time for all
they gotta get there, right? The Void obviously has kind of a slow start, so I wouldn't hate him going something like a Mass Command PK build though.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't see this like really greedy, like the Midas slow build.
I think you're right about that late game situation. I mean, credit to Viking, they've proven already they can close out a game very quick. The last one was 22 minutes. It is to the style to play really fast out of the lane. So we'll have to see if that can kind of be maximized. I don't really usually think of Sniper as a hero that fits that style of play, right? As like play fast and play like up in their face.
I'll return the favor.
Trying to see these lanes here, how they're gonna pan out, kind of.
And it's gonna be pretty hard to get good chronos for a long time in this game, right? Because of the Elder Titan. That's like one big thing Viking has.
True. I feel like a lot of this game is kind of riding on the lanes. And I mean, they need to come out at least 50-50 in these lanes. Have the board cut out for them.
Yeah, because we've seen a lot of teams shift away from the we need to win lanes to win game, right? Like there's a lot more focus on the mid game being the priority, but I definitely feel the heroes that Bait have and versus what Viking have, like Viking's heroes snowball a lot off the lane, whereas Bait's, they've got this big team fight at like 30-40 minutes in, but it's very hard to imagine you get.
So the way I kind of look at it, this is that Bait's heroes, of them, except for kind of the Phoenix, they need some sort of gold to be able. X needs some items to be able to play the game. Face, boots, bracer, wind lace, yada yada. You know, if you go for blink build, something like this, right? The Nature's Prophet, gonna get some items, right? Like the hero just gets some items, but he also needs, whether it's orchids in blah blah. He needs some items. The Void, he needs items. A lot of heroes, they need some sort of items in order to play the game, whereas you look at a hero like and Windrunner, even Sniper to some extent, they don't really care. Of course you want net worth as a position Sniper, but you can still play the game with Shrapnel, you can play the game with whacking people.
Yeah, it's the, I guess you could like, if you had a graph and you're weighing up each hero's spell value, right? And you say, oh, sniping close kills with just spells alone, on his own. And then you look at, for example, Void, it's like, well, Chrono is very powerful, but without the items to back it up, or a huge ass combo with it, like, you know, Macropar, whatever, it's underwhelming. Then you look at Vikings heroes outside of, like, ET is another example. Like, you match up also the Wind Ranger to the Mirana. If Mirana doesn't hit an arrow, what's your contribution? It's kind of always been the issue with this hero in the 4 role, right?
Yeah, I mean, hit arrow, good hero, miss arrow, bad hero.
Report.
Definitely report.
Oh.
Then he's up to a pretty decent start here in the mid. So the cool thing here is that when you go for this Blightstone build on Prophet, and you have these treants, you can kind of smack the Tiny quite a bit. Obviously, he has 0 armor, and so he's going to have negative armor with the Blightstone, and you're going to deal quite a bit of damage, and so you're going to be able to CS quite well.
Yeah, and as the game goes on, while Boom's Tiny can be more of a definitive rotate and that he can close kills easier, Genji is so much quicker. That's always the nuisance of the Nature's Prophet is, you know, believe it or not, folks, having a global teleport is a little bit open.
Yeah, you just gotta watch out. You don't want to be getting gold and early onto the Tiny.
I was watching that kind of out of habit from Dendy as he sent the train to the bot room. The things that minutes are used to.
Yeah, he's like the rune. Gotta make sure he don't get the 2 minute.
I like that change overall though.
Nice here.
I'm gonna
Still doing quite well, I think. Yeah, the Tiny's up a bit on CS, but he's getting some denies.
And most importantly, on the range creeps as well, right? Like you can already see he's the first one to hit level 4.
Yeah, exactly. Like by being down a couple CS, I think not the end of the world.
All right, now let's get into the really like tedious details. Also, as this lane goes on, Boom has to move further away to pick up a new tree. All right, I'm done with pointless details.
We're gonna have on top.
Phase. We have lots here.
TP power. Fine. Arrow does not connect. I think that was a kill. That.
Yep.
Dialed up. Shrapnel.
It kind of evens itself out between these two, right? Like Shrapnel and Leap have similar timing, so if 5-up's using that to escape the shrapnels each time, then you're kind of completely neutralizing the threat of death in Jack.
Not for sure. You definitely happy to trade just shrapnel. Like Piranha, you'll happily take. Then you can micro his tree and steer and get one of the runes. It's a pretty important rune. Boom does not get this rune. He's of course just gonna go top, and there's not much you can do to stop it since he. Very fortunate.
There was a rotation in from Aramis as well, so if it had been the bot rune, he was standing by. But he did ban
Then he has to be a little bit scared now.
I mean, Toby just got sidestep. Meanwhile, they are able to kill Fishman here as Aramis rotates in.
At this point, he's struggling quite a bit in terms. Phoenix doesn't offer that much help for him. He has a couple denies that he got very early on, but farming is not easy for him. Gonna have to send a lot of regen. So the Phoenix, he's not really helping that much. ETC kind of farming, Winner farming a little bit, but Boyd is really the one who's suffering here. Like I said, he needs to get up to some items before he.
And we're just seeing how powerful ET can be as well, right? Like, I think the best way to always put is if the person who loves the hero is not talking about the hero as much as they normally would, no, they're trying to like stealthily make sure it doesn't get nerfed. So it's like, I think the best one recently is Fog. Like, you can tell he's trying to curb his enthusiasm a little bit because this hero is going to get the nerf stick if he's too excited.
He's wasting time here, following the axe with the big creep and buying so much time. Sniper just
he will die now though.
I have a rotation though.
Oh. Trying to sidestep this. He's going to force all the leaps out 5-up, but it will be a death.
It's not the end of the world, then you might want to put your back into your there, buddy.
Nah.
But yeah, I mean, Dendy's up to a pretty decent start here. So he just kind of has to get active now with the ults. I think this could be a nice play if they could do some sort of baiting in the bottom lane, no pun intended, and then just kind of come in with the Nature's Prophet ult, and once then he gets his port ready in seconds, go for some kills down here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, one of the conditions is probably not having your teammates remain on low health through most of the lane. You can already see that Fishman's always being pressured, so he's kind of turning into a bit of a liability in this bot lane.
They should be quite happy though by the fact that like the axe, he's actually farming. There's gonna be an Invis tiny porting up right now. Like it's gonna be dead Mirana.
Yep, bye Kit Kat. And they'll chase down the next. They got the shrapnels, it's gonna TP out.
Axe should be fine here.
What sophisticated moment for him? He's like avalanche used, yes, toss used.
And I think you'll take that. I think if you're bait, you'd be pretty happy with that. I think it could have been way worse. You know, the tiny could have killed the Void or the axe. You just get this kill on one support, and bottom lane now they're gonna initiate onto E.
Oh,
and they all get it.
They can't get him.
Oh,
the sleep. He TP'd immediately into it. Oh.
There is little hope for Dire's middle.
It's that moment right
like
now where
this.
you're looking at going, I should have just hit the mid tower. I should have just hit the mid tower while Tiny was gone.
Not like that. I mean, the thing though is, Dendy he's having a good game. Like top of the net worth, the Tiny he's trailing. Yeah, he had this kill on top and the support, but you need to get. He's very far away from his. Right, he doesn't even bond. He doesn't go away from his blink, and then he's happy just farming.
He's been forced to burn a little bit extra than Nature's Prophet has on regen. That's just the nature of that hero when you're up against it.
Top though.
Nah, you're baiting yourself. Nothing's happening. They're just running away because it's a sniper and an inch, and they don't have a real stun. always the beautiful thing is like when you look at these type of games and you know, I'll think about some of the people I'll get in my games, my level. Against the Ench sniper, they'll forget that TPs are very useful against that combo. But in this game, it's like, oh man, this looks like such a hard lane. It's like, he's cheating.
Can you spot what is making me right now? If you click on all heroes, what is the one that right now?
Is it by the chance Dendi again having an empty slot and something in his backpack? Ooh.
This time.
I mean, because it would have been a good one.
Would have. I'll give you a hint. Okay? It's yellow.
Oh. Oh. The fact that he wants to build the Midas after completing President 1?
There you go. This might
I knew it's like greedy pos one. What's he thinking? It's got to be something farm related. Midas.
Thing is, if you can get away with it, it's not terrible. I just fear for bait. Like I've seen them many games where they've gone for this. They tend to get a bit too greedy, right? They want to be taking the late game, but by trying to do so, never actually get there, right? They just get run over. So even though, you know, maybe this might be a good build, might be fine.
Yeah.
I think for them, yeah, exactly. For them, I feel like you need to think about maybe getting something early game or they are gonna have a good game on their axe though, and you know, go for this blink. I kind of feel like good doesn't.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower.
Oh, I think he got something set. Good first. Sure.
So either one's pretty good in this game. Oh, Fishman goes down to Boom, and all of a sudden Chrysalis is in a little bit too deep with the shackle shot follow through. He's done.
Yeah, this is such a rough position as Void right now. Right? You have this really terrible start in the lane phase. He's on 4 CS at 10. Level 6 with 1 point in time. You have no way of farming faster. Top. But this area is already occupied by Axe, right? He gets bullied out of his bottom lane, he ports top. There, he doesn't want to go, he goes mid, he rotates. Dies, you know. Oh, and just in a world of hurt.
Yeah, and you can see that they were posturing to make some sort of play, right? Last year was rotating around to try and get around the back of the team. On tower. And as I say that, another member of Bait goes down in the bot lane. The rotation from Boom to take out Dendi. Alright. Wait, they're here again.
Here on the Windrunner. Come on. Get it.
In we go. Okay, we only bought 4 heroes for this, but we've done it, team. Woo! Double on
That's a good thing that they give it to Chris.
Wow! Thank God.
It's so poor. They're poor right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a valuable kill as well. I mean, look how close those two were in the network department. This is finally allowed Chrysalis to pull a hit. Number 1. Toss back. Celery is going to be brought down. The egg can't be dealt with. Boom's hit by the arrow trying to retreat because the time dilation is putting down even more, which means they should be able to get that kill as well, even with a failed dunk. Toby's also here. He's had enough of this. The problem is the Fire Spirits kind of count this hero pretty effectively. Stomp. Nope. Call comes out. They'll get another kill. All of a sudden, Lycan up leading kills 1 by 1.
And this is so much nicer to see Bait than what we've been seeing recently. I think this is finally the bringing numbers, right? What usually happens to them is that they're getting outnumbered, but this game they're actually the ones outnumbering for once, and it's a very positive sign, I'd say. Rana here, fine.
I do find it's easy to outnumber your opponents when they TP in 1 by 1 to die, though.
Yeah, of course, but it's also up to them. Like they're bringing this Phoenix into this attack. He going in with the egg, you know, like they're committing. They're going in, and easy to just kind of get run over when that happens. And yeah, I quite like what they're doing right now on access to Blink Dagger. Now faces Void. He got some time. He even found the Iron Talon. I think that's very great for him. Absolute best neutral item he can get right now. It's gonna help quite a lot. Yeah, I think they're quite happy right now. Dendi's very close to his Orchids. Axe should up his Blink Dagger win the next probably 1 to 2 minutes. Tiny is quite far away from his, so they're gonna be able to play this game, and there are a lot of squishy heroes on Viking. The Sniper, Windrunner, Enchanters all can die very easily back swiftly.
And they have control of the map right now. Like when you look at the state of tier 1 towers, Viking should finally get this bot tier 1. But so far, like Dendi's ability to rotate around this map has enabled them to push down these early tier 1s and then give Crystallis bigger breathing room to try and catch up in the network department.
Yeah, what they're doing right now is it's standard gameplay.
The difference is like in that kind of standard gameplay, usually the opponent's able to do the same thing, right? Like it's the mirror. They go top, we go bot. But so far, Sniper's just kind of been sitting in his own little triangle, and that's about it.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that this is like the mid tiny that's he's not off to this amazing start. You know, in one he's fine, but get to this blink dagger before you can start playing right when you with the ET spells, the runner and the tiny, and then also like long range shrapnel and sniper ult.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Shadow here, but it looks like it's not.
From sight.
I'm gonna find it. The axe does have his blink dagger now though, and an invis. Could definitely look to find something here.
Well, they just drew the circle. They're like people. There's definitely people in this area. Now that they've got access after that tier 1, they're going to hang around. Toby is going to make a mistake.
Could find this here.
Like, into the call.
Oh, the arrow
is coming.
It's going to be hard to hit this arrow though.
Where are the spins? Don't worry.
There it is. Here, and the rocket is on board.
That does reveal both.
Getting close to his
look at this.
blink dagger now.
Taking the blinks, last hero already getting incredible value out of his. He goes straight towards the top and uses it again. Celery is so stupid.
Control this.
He really doesn't want it.
They're gonna get him without.
Are they?
No.
Are they? I don't think they are. Behold the master of the deer. Dendi just about gets out in the bot lane in the meantime.
I mean, he could have also just silenced the winner and reported up, but yeah, I feel like you can just like at that point, I feel like it's fine to just throw out a chrono on this like this casual enchantress. The fact that he gets to stay there and survive is just a little bit annoying. So using a chrono for this +5, if you just get a kill as a void, you're not really gonna be participating in any fights unless they're coming to you. It was one of those where you can just throw it out to kill a casual 5.
I'll tell you who's coming to who in this game. It's Viking making a move towards base location as they have smoked up.
Yeah, that's the blink dagger up tiny.
Oh, but
jump
not
in.
the target.
Doesn't connect though.
That is really not the target. They just need to abort right now.
I think he was fine too. The axe is a decent target. It's just he didn't connect the combo, and the axe just got to run out. I mean, the axe dying initially is like one of the better heroes to get, right? Because axe throw this counter initiation, and he's kind of the big fighter on bait right now, but fully on top of him.
No, but Viking, they will at least turn this into a tier 1 tower. They're now pushing in. They are going to force rotations back towards the mid lane from bait here. And with the Moonlight Shadow, they might be able to catch their trials.
But the ward and the sentry right there, right where the axe is standing, and they might actually get initiated upon.
They will. One down already into the face of Voidable people. More to follow though. Axe gets called out as well. He will die. Dive away by the Phoenix to escape, but they're picking him out and chasing forward. Boom can't blink because of the fire spirits on him. Not gonna take him long to pounce. He moves in with the avalanche, forcing out Gag with 2 heroes here. That's a feat of a big cooldown from the side of bait.
And this is now we're back to this, you know, bait kind of getting outnumbered and just not really being on the ball. They're making these Moonlight Shadow moves, but they're on vision, right? Kind of sitting ducks, and then he's gonna get gone. And you're not gonna find him.
He's like, no, you ain't got the stomp, buddy. I'm out. However, look at the immediate TPs. They're like, wait, you went to farm more? Oh, we ain't having that. That is not okay.
Have to run away here. Board.
Yeah, he was mid shackle shot animation when he lost vision there, so it looks like they're back away. They don't want to play into the high ground, as they don't know where the Faceless Void is.
They do know where the Faceless Void is.
Oh, they do, yeah, they got the Void right there. Different spot than what we're usually used to seeing here, actually, with that Void.
Yeah, slightly kind of nice lace. Not gonna be detected as easily.
Boom. There's a price to be paid. When you mess with our kitty cat, you must die. Oh, the chrono is an interesting way to do this, but they do get the kill. They do lose Fishman though. And Toby smashed. Toby's, oh good lord. Good God. Where did Andy go?
That's an angle. That was 300.
I mean, you know what that is, right? So we say suitcase ET a lot. Clearly, he's been like, he used that as a workout tool, so he just sticks all his weights inside it and he kind of bench presses it. That's a 300 kilogram suitcase right there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What do do now? Throw in Aramis, Glimmer Cake to protect him though, so the damage is pretty underwhelming, and the stomp means the last hero is stuck here just as long, but really wants to be leaving. And wait, that meteor hammer's ambitious. Oh, Chaser. Can actually bring the celery down. True question of every game involving it. The answer is always no. You, however, can easily die. Denny's once again dead. This is looking a bit grim. It's just looking so easy for Viking.
I feel like they're just making it difficult. The Void, he again joins the fight, he throws up this crow. Oh, actually just
One sec, bro, you're lagging out a lot. Let's quickly restart the call. One sec, I'll get the wise man back on the line. Just a second. Yep, we're back. Alright, that sounds better.
I mean, kind of a similar scenario starting to look like last game, but yeah, you can see they're kind of just their teamfight coordination is not really on point.
The wrong thing. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. No, so their teamfight, what they're doing, they're kind of just, you know, they're throwing chronos out when they don't have to. They're wasting some spells, and as a result, they're kind of just getting bullied here. Also, not being able to play together. Like these two supports. They need a lot of levels, and they also need. It's not the easiest execution from these sports, right? Like it's not something simple, like just, you know, this windrunner, you walk around, you throw out a shackle shot on a guy, it hits, okay, you meet him, right? It's very simple, right? It's very straightforward. Mirana, you have to rely on this arrow. With the Phoenix, you kind of have to lure the enemy into some engagement, then throw out an egg, and then maybe Chrono on top of the egg, jump with Axe on top of the egg. Like the execution is much more. There's much more to it than for Viking at this point, and I feel like it's kind of biting them a little bit in the foot here, having to rely on such pristine execution.
Yeah, it started off biting the foot, but I'm pretty sure that foot is now infected and it's spreading quickly. And you gotta ask, like, how do you cut off the leg in this situation as bait? Because right now it's like you're in the wilderness with no sharp tools.
And it's also the sniper. He's just been happily farming away this entire game, pretty much, right? He went for the 15 CDR, so he gets the Midas more often.
As you do. You always.
As you do.
You always do. Reckless trying to escape. Try and walk across, but the sleep is there. Is he? Is he really fine? I don't know. If they brought detection, he wouldn't be. But it doesn't matter, he's still not
gonna be fine. It's okay, he's gonna be fine. He's just gonna wake up in 40 seconds, he's gonna be full health and base.
It's great.
It's all good.
I mean,
no, the sniper is just he's sitting there, you know, plinking away with his little gun.
And then
going towards South Deso.
Occasionally slapping the crap out of a creep of Midas. Oh, it's not okay, by the way, Bo. The hand of Midas is off cooldown on the faces.
Oh no, okay, then it's definitely not okay. I don't know, like it just seems so like this. I look at this Void and I see this build. To me, it just like there's something that just says like this is bad, you know, like the build, right? It looks so.
This is like you build this if you're winning your lane, and that's what I'm talking about. Again, it's gone. I should just stick it on. I want to stick it on Boom. Same time, there's an ET in this game with an Ags complete who's proven that he can 2-punch, 3-punch Dendy. So I think what we're getting at here is if I can kill everyone anywhere, very scary game.
I mean, it's starting to get to that point, right? But the thing is, how the game started is, I think Vapor, they're fine.
Right on.
Still potentially fine. Chrono here.
No, the arrow!
the spirit comes back to
the
but
call
the
is
jump
good
though.
This he'll right through a damage ray in this situation. They're going to be Toby low, but Boom does arrive to kill off the Phoenix. Toby gets the stomp off, runs away. The Battle Hunger might still tick him out, but he's done the damage. He gets the magic immediately on the return of the Spirit, and all of a sudden, Bate's best hope of getting anything out of this is completely fallen to pieces. 5-up will be hit by the final impetus. The avalanche toss again from Boom. And Viking at this point, honestly, they're at the table. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and Bait is the meal.
And all they were missing there, they didn't have the they've seen this Glimmer Cape before, right? That all you needed there is just the one Glimmer Cape and you're fine. And die now. They end up throws. They use Chrono. Fight happens right outside of Rope Pit Sniper with this, so it's yeah. I mean, pretty much every part for he's going might have this for the next fight, but they need a lot of levels. This Phoenix has to both, right? There's Sniper and a Boomer. Very easy egg killing heroes, kind of. And yeah, they just don't have that much to offer right now. Like with this Void, like you look at him and net worth, not happy. But also you look at this hero, like what does this hero need to become a hero in this game, right? He needs a BKB, that's very obvious, right?
Maybe if he had snipers now.
Midas BKB? Yeah, but like Midas BKB, right? Like what does he do? He hits someone. Don't really care.
In theory, he doesn't die, but that, I'm saying in theory, I think he's still gonna die even with that.
Might still die, but you know, like you're still not gonna do anything. So okay, like you get your BKB, then what? What's next, right? Now you need a damage item. Like, what quick item is there to just keep damage? Like you're gonna go back for a Mask of Madness now? Like that's the one like kind of cheap item. You're gonna see Bronze out here.
Yeah, I was giving him a
Void. I think he needs 2 more items after this BKB, I would say, like a hero.
Oh no, that's not the play, boys. They let him get the blink off. Now Boom can turn around and move towards them. 4-star forward, so you can get ever closer. Last hero has been spotted, but with the Battle Hunger on, there's no way to pursue further. The problem is these engagements from Bait, even when they should have favorable terms, they just look so goddamn awkward.
Fast. He's gonna have his BKB. With the Chrono now, get your level 12 Phoenix, go in. I think the best way to take this fight now is to... Then he has buyback, you can do buyback or just bait the Mirana or any hero really. Yes. You let the Phoenix egg and then you just Chrono on top of it. Or you just get comboed by the Tiny and
you're like, yeah, I hit the arrow, boys. Sniper's not hitting up. Wait, what's that giant rock and why is it moving towards me? Oh, good God, I think I know how the Titanic felt when it saw the iceberg.
Imagine if you saw iceberg.
Oh, he's tiny.
Okay.
Go on. Yeah.
Boxer.
That guy was the most lethal boy in the middle of the hey, let's give tiny permanent trees again meta. Good times. Lasted. How long did that last? That patch was not long before they reverted it.
Yeah, it was not that long.
Like, yeah, this was dumb.
So yeah,
cut it out.
Rana's dead once again. As I was saying, I think you need to find a fight on. You know, you need to kind of lure them in. It's getting very difficult though because like now there's a mech on the Enchantress and there's a Glimmer Cape that can offset quite a bit already of the damage. He has the built-in BK Spirit. Tiny's kind of innately just so it's not the easiest, but they need to find a strong. Like they need to find somewhere to properly team fight. Get to use all their spells.
So hear me out. You said you want them to bait them in. We're going to use our typical measurement that we get to this so often in these games. It feels painful that we have to resort to this. How close to the fountain are we talking here? And how in the fountain are we talking here?
I think if they can get them to tier 4s, I think that's fine, honestly, at this point. I think these heroes are kind of dainty. They die easily. So tier 4 will deal a lot of damage, but that gonna happen.
So you build a 4-star, Axe goes in and calls them. Then they're looking in the direction of the tier 4s. You 4-staff them in.
Who has to go for the 4-staff though?
I think you just build it on your Mirana. She could deal with one right now.
Okay, like she could do with a bit.
She could do with
slightly bigger health bar.
Now.
Slightly larger health bar, I think.
So what you have to do is survive until the next neutral items get a Havoc Hammer.
Or just survive until the next game.
I mean, I think that's out. It's the second game of the series, and they're barely looking like they're surviving at this point in this one. Like, you know what? This is actually what Beta are doing right now is survival. This is not living. All right, this is not thriving or enjoying life. This is saying, man, we're playing like Daisy or something, and the goal is just to last the longest. Jump in with a call, into the arrow, onto his mic, there he gets Chrono, is good though. Catches on the free, the shackle shot as well. Going on the faceless void means that he cannot continue right now. When the sniper comes up, he needs to run away. Dendi isn't so lucky, gets staple on his, oh my god.
Beautiful, man.
A moment of silence for the fake heroes that were. Toby is a force to be reckoned with, and I believe this is the point where you admit it's done. GG comes out, fighting, no hesitation, making it look so clean, a 2-0 win.
I mean, they did get the Aegis out of the way, right? I don't know if they were waiting for, like, I don't know if they had the Aegis timer or anything, but I mean, I thought they did. Like, they were initiating on the sniper, and I was like, yeah, you know, they're probably gonna get him, like, as the Aegis is